It's time for high school football. I'm David Swacker, welcoming you to Hurricane Stadium for tonight's REV game of the week between the East Ascension Spartans and the Prairieville Hurricanes. Before we talk about tonight's game, let's send it to Jeff Porsche, who is standing by with Scott D'Antonio, Director of Operations and Community Outreach for Prairieville High School Booster Club, and to tell us some more exciting things happening in athletics.
Thank you very much, David. Now, Scott, thanks for joining us here tonight. And first question, tell us a little bit about the Prairieville Booster Club. Tell me some of the ways that you guys fundraise and help cultivate community relationships.
Sure. So our Booster Club supports and fundraises the 23 or so sports that we have here at Prairieville High School, planning events, trying to get our kids involved, our parents involved. And, you know, this is year 2 of the Booster Club. So finding those relationships with the community and who to talk to has been a big deal. I'll mention our Cat 5 sponsors that we have today. LRC, who helps sponsor our Hurricane Nation podcast. Raising Cane's, who caters a lot of our food. Galvez Seafood, another big supporter with that. Miller's Safety Consulting, they help fabricate our scoreboards. REV, of course, who gives us the exposure here tonight for our game and our commercials. Community Steel, who provided some concessions and storage buildings for us. And so that's our 8. Mike Anderson's is another one. And so that's our cat sponsors that our whole community is based on hurricane, right? So it's all based on our cats and our tropical storms and Thunder Road and all that. So we try to cultivate the Booster Club around that.
All right. Well, there are a lot of benefits to supporting Prairieville athletics. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we're about 150 members strong now in year 2. Our membership include a window decal, voting rights, our newsletter, credit to our Hurricane Hub, which sells all of our hurricane merchandise. We've had a couple of events. We had a crawfish ball in the spring. We had a Mike Anderson's tailgate out here in the parking lot a couple weeks ago. So we're always looking for things to promote our Booster Club. And those are some of the benefits that we have.
All right. Tell us some of the upcoming events that are going on at Prairieville.
So one thing we've started this year is our Welcome to Hurricanes. So we try to announce introduce all of our sports teams, members throughout the season. So we have one for football and band in the front in our fall sports. Now we're doing winter. We'll do another one in the spring for that. Our Hurricane Nation podcast, which we have at Mike Anderson's, that's a big deal for us. Coach Schmidt comes out and talks about the game before. So that's another thing we like to promote and get out there from a Booster Club.
All right. If people are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club, or if there's a business that wants to become a sponsor, what do they need to do?
Sure. So go to pvhsbooster.org. We just had a big revamp of our website. We're always looking for new members. Things that are important to people are usually time and money. And so some kind of combination of that. It's not always about finances. A lot of times it's about your time and volunteering out here. We love our school. It's a beautiful, brand new school. We're here at the foundation, and our sports are coming, man. We're getting better. You can see the improvements in everything, and we're just excited about it.
All right. Well, Scott, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. That's going to do it for everything on the field. Stay tuned for the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
For over 40 years, Bingle has been a trusted name in pest control. Now Bingle Pro Exterminators brings that same expertise and reliability to your home and business. From termites and mosquitoes to roaches, ants, wasps, and wildlife, no pest stands a chance against our professionals. At Bingle Pro Exterminators, we keep pests gone. For a free inspection, call 833-GO-BINGLE or visit binglepro.com. Bingle, the official pest control of LSU Athletics.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Galva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Galva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
At LRC Baton Rouge, we bring you trusted Motorola communication solutions along with advanced security and surveillance systems. We also specialize in a full range of AV solutions, including our own LRC View video walls that transform spaces with stunning visuals. Whether it's seamless communication, top-tier AV installations, or robust access control, LRC Baton Rouge is your all-in-one technology partner. Miller Safety Consulting is more than a service. They're a partner in protecting your people, your business, and your future. With over 27 years of experience, Jeremy Miller and his board-certified team provide expert safety services in OSHA consultation, legal case support, customized training, and more. They also offer online training courses in leadership, health and safety, and mental health and wellness in the workplace. Visit millersafety.com for more information.
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche with you. I made it back upstairs, and I got my breath, and we're ready for this broadcast tonight. We're at Hurricane Stadium in Prairieville for East Ascension versus the Prairieville Hurricanes. East Ascension 4-1 in first place in District 5-5A at 2-0. Prairieville 2-3, 1-1 in district, and they came off of their first ever district win last week. More about that later. But first, why don't we talk about a couple of second-year head coaches on the EA and Prairieville side. And first, we can talk about the East Ascension head coach. Now, they're not going to be on the sidelines, perhaps, but we'll talk about them a little bit. First, on the East Ascension side, you got Brock Mathern, who is in his second year at East Ascension. And as you can see from the record right there, he's 4-1 this season. He's 7-8 overall. So as he's in his second season, his record continues to improve. And then on the Prairieville side, you have Mike Schmidt, who is also in his second year at Prairieville High School. And of course, he's been the only coach here on the in the history of Prairieville High School, and he has won
2 games this season, and he won 2 games last season. So he's looking to get more wins than he got last season with still half the season left to go. And right now I'm going to turn it over to Coach Swack, and he's going to tell you about the history of this series.
Well, the history for the schools and the head coaches is very, very short. With East Ascension and Prairieville all time, East Ascension leads the series 1-0. Big victory last year, and 2024 last year it was East Ascension 57 and Prairieville 15. And last week results, boy, we had some good games by everybody in the district. East Ascension 38, Live Oak 21, and Prairieville first district football win in the history of the school, beating Walker 28-23.
And look right there, you see the East Ascension Spartans, the visitors, taking the field, and they are ready for game time. And soon we'll have the Prairieville Hurricanes to come out on the field. They're going to be entering from the left side from their field house. Now, keys to victory for tonight for both of these teams. When you turn to East Ascension, what are they going to have to do to win this game? Well, it seems pretty easy. If you watch the game last week, they had 6 turnovers, or were the recipients of 6 turnovers from Live Oak. And when you have that sort of +6 ratio, you're going to win ball games. And so you keep on doing that. You do that tonight, you're going to win again. Tonight they're going to face a different type of quarterback because you're going to see Skylar Kelly. He has 708 rushing yards. And last week you faced a Live Oak team that maybe ran the ball about 4 or 5 times. And so this is going to be a completely different challenge. Will they be up to it? We'll see later tonight. And their receivers, you got 2 really, really good receivers. You got Jaden Urson and you got Jeremiah Merriweather. And they are big, they're fast, and they're athletic. And they got big plays and big touchdowns last week against Live Oak. That's going to be their keys to victory. Now, as far as Prairieville goes, they are, I guess you would say, kind of the underdogs here because East Ascension is off to such a good start. And when you play a team that's got a good offense, you want to keep that ball away from the offense. So that's why I say ball control. You have a running game with that quarterback, and you got a good running back in Taj Wallace. Run that ball. Shorten this game. Have 4 or 5 minute series every time you get the football. And that'll keep that high-powered offense off the field. And also, don't give up the big play. Live Oak gave up a ton of big plays last week, and that was what helped EA get the big victory. And if you give up big plays against East Ascension, you're going to lose. And the other thing is confidence. You got confidence now. You didn't know if you could win a district game, and a lot of people weren't sure if Prairieville would win a district game this season. And they've already won one in their second district game of the season. They beat Walker last week here at Prairieville. And so why not win a second one? It's all about confidence. If you feel like you can win this game, confidence is contagious, and maybe it'll help you do better on the field. And so maybe you can tell me a little bit about that, Swack. When you're confident, what can you do?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I can do. I just lost $10 on you getting up to the press box in under 2 minutes. And so I lost a great deal of confidence right there.
Yeah.
But I could just tell you, as you can see, East Ascension is standing there with the 3 officials waiting for the coin toss. Now, here comes the Hurricanes out of the locker room, and we'll have the coin flip here in just a second. So, Jeff, in your situation, what would you want? Would you rather receive the ball, or would you rather play defense first?
Well, I always like that back-to-back thing that you get at the end of the first half with the ball and the beginning of the second half with the ball, because that can turn a 1-score lead into a 3-score lead, or it can turn a deficit into a lead. So I always like to have that, and you always run the risk if you get that off. And we've seen that with LSU and the Saints and some other teams. If you get that ball first and you got a 3 and out, you're in a big hole, and that other team is going to go out there and take advantage of it and score some points. So I always like to put your defense out on the field first, because even if they give up some points, you got a chance when the offense gets back on the field.
And I'm kind of just maybe not the opposite, but we were so good on defense when I was a head coach that at Santa Ma that we did a lot of onside kicking. We had tremendous kickers. They were unbelievable, and a lot of times we would recover that, and then we would also get that ball to start that second half.
This is a little bit different. They do have a tunnel that they go through, but they're not going to do it tonight as the Hurricanes head off to the field. Trying to do something tonight they haven't done in the history of their program, and that is get a 2-game winning streak and win their second district game.
Well, you know, with a young program, you can do a lot of things for the first time. And, you know, I'm sure Coach Smith would sit there and say, we're emphasizing this to the kids, how important it is that you do a lot of things, the little bitty things right. And I know right off the bat it would start with a victory.
And we're going to get the offensive and defensive and special teams captains out on the field in just a moment. It's senior night here at Prairieville. The senior football players were introduced, and one of the things about this being a new school, it wasn't a very long ceremony because you only have a handful of seniors, about 10 to 12, and that's even more than last year because you had about 4 or 5 last year. But that's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. This is really the last small senior class because once you get to that class of 27, a lot of people came over from Santa Ma, from EA, from Dutchtown, and they're going to have a big senior class next year.
Well, you know, basically, you know, what you also have is, you know, where all the kids are going to be going, are pretty going to be etched in stone with Gonzales and Central kids basically going to East Ascension. Mm-hmm. Then the Galvez kids and the Prairieville kids coming here to Prairieville. And then you have the Santa Ma kids and the Lake kids going to Santa Ma High School. So, you know, it'll all be, you know, pretty much etched in stone of just exactly where you're going to be, and all the transferring will hopefully be over with.
Yeah, and the other team, Dutchtown, they're going to have the kids from Bluff and Dutchtown as well. And so I think we're going to get the seniors as the captains over here on the Prairieville side. I see Austin Gill, Eric Williams, and Brody Creel out there getting ready for it. As you see the color guard being introduced to the field. So I think we're going to get the national anthem before we get to the coin toss. So we'll turn it over to the public address and the field mic for the Prairieville Band and the national anthem.
Please stand up and move your hats for the prayer.
Dear God, we come before you today to thank you for everyone that has made this day possible. We ask that you keep all the players safe and instill in them courage and strength. We thank you for all people who have dedicated their time to this school and team. Strengthen us as we go through the rest of this week to shine boldly in our faith. We thank you for everything you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please stay standing for the national anthem.
And so the Prairieville High School Band and Color Guard with the prayer and the national anthem, and the Color Guard will head off the field now, and we will get ready for the coin toss. And as I said, it's senior night. All the seniors will be there, but you have the 4 captains, and we said 3 of them. You got Brody Creel, you got Austin Gill, Eric Williams, and the 4th one is Braylon Williams. And they're also going to have the other seniors out there. And one thing that they do at Prairieville that's a little bit different, each week for the home games, they appoint an honorary captain who is a faculty member chosen by the football team. And as you see in the white jersey, the one that's number 1 behind the other seniors, it's Chase Dupuy who got that honor this week. Now on the East Ascension side, you got 4 captains. Number 1, Jeremiah Merriweather. Number 2, Javon Javius. Number 4, Dawson Landry. And number 6, Jason Blackburn. So here we go. Usually, Coach, what you see here is the team that wins the toss often defers and takes the ball to second half.
And that's always an option. The main thing is you get it straight as an arrow that, the official tries to make it to where it's not confusing for the kid. And probably ask them to call heads or tails before he tosses it in the air.
And it looks like Prairieville has won the toss, so we will see if they, in fact, defer.
You could send everybody else out there if you want to, but they have to stop there at the hash mark.
And so East Ascension will, in fact, receive to start this game, and they will work from left to right. And the starters for East Ascension on offense, at quarterback tonight, you're going to get the senior J.J. LaBeouf starting. In the backfield, you got Jason Blackburn and Jamarius McCarty. You have those 2 really good receivers I told you about in the pregame, Jeremiah Merriweather and Jaden Urson. They both scored touchdowns against Live Oak last week. And the tight end, Big Bryson Martinez, is back as he missed the game last week, and he is the big LSU commit playing tight end. And the offensive line, Davion Curry, Javon Matthews, Devin Ullman, Chase Johnson, and James Crisp. And so that's your offensive starters. After the kickoff, we'll get the defensive starters for the Hurricanes. Now, Evan Usner usually handles the kickoff duties. Now, what we saw last week was Urson back there. He wears number 18. He returned a kick for a touchdown last week. So that's something to keep an eye on right here, Coach.
Well, I'm going to just tell you, Jeff, football is so great right now in this parish. A lot of, here in the next years, there's going to be the athletics are going to be so big going against basically within the parish and also.
So you see a good return right there, Coach, from number 1, Merriweather, as East Ascension will start past midfield. And we'll take this chance to look at the defensive starters for Prairieville. D-line, they run a 3-4, Daniel Williams, Gabe Ford, and Brody Creel. Linebackers, you have Joe Pearley, Eric Williams, Mike Schmidt, and Stanton Delapass. And then in the secondary, you got Cade Hebert, Braden Williams, Jamarion Meady, and Zaid Richmond. That was a big return, Coach.
Big return right up the pipe.
And so LaBeouf is going to start. He's going to hand it off to Blackburn, and he makes a good cut outside, and he's going to go a long way. He's going to get into the red zone, to the 15, to the 10, following blockers inside the 5-yard line, and 2 plays, a big kick return, and now you got a 40-yard run by Jason
Blackburn. Watch
Blackburn.
your receiver out here. I think it's number 1 and number maybe 17.
Yep.
Kind of leading the way. Nothing massive about the block, but just kind of getting in the way and definitely not blocking illegally into the backside of the defensive player.
And what an impressive start for East Ascension so far. And there is Blackburn getting close to the end zone. I think he's going to be stopped inside the one. It's going to be 2nd and goal. We are just underway, just 30 seconds in. And EA knocking on the door. Look at the replay, Coach. Got a good blocking up ahead. As you see, big number 63 right there, and then the handoff is into the end zone for the touchdown, and East Ascension scores in 48 seconds.
And I think this is kind of a carryover from last week.
Yes.
It looked like they were kind of turning the curve here and just getting into the sync of things as an offensive defensive team, with basically a new coaching staff in general. A few people came over or stayed with the head coach, but there were some people that left and some people came in from other spots. Going for two.
So they may be going for two, or they may get into the kick mode, but it looks like now they're going to set it up and go for two. By the way, the touchdown was by McCarty. The run up the middle for the two-point conversion is stopped, and it's no good, so it's 6-0. East Ascension, and we'll take a break. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bengal Pro Exterminators.
48 seconds in, it's 6-0 East Ascension. Tell me about that two-point conversion, Coach.
And kind of interesting, but I just believe Coach Mathern, he likes to do some things to make you think a little bit what's going on. Maybe you need to hand the ball to the big man there, right there. Maybe he can bore a hole through there.
So East Ascension will kick off to Prairieville, and right after that we'll get you the offensive starters for the Hurricanes. And now, little deception, now they set up. Looks like a standard kick. They don't like to reveal their hand right away. And it's a deep kick. It's going to be taken at the 5. And trying the right side, stops and won't get to the 20, so it's short of the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. On offense, they're led by Skylar Kelly, the running quarterback. And then you also have Taj Wallace in the backfield. Receivers Kyle Daigle, Chance Jackson, Hudson Detman, Parker Face, the tight end. Then the offensive line, Brennan Charles, Austin Gill, Jackson Creel, Evans Quibido, and Jalen Julian. Defensive starters after this play.
I didn't like that a deep kickoff, outstanding for East Ascension, but the blocks were taking place very quick, and East Ascension was able to get through the setup there to tackle inside the 20.
First down, and it's a handoff to Wallace. He's going to get a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Let's look at the East Ascension defense. They run a 4-3. You get King Short, Ty Beckham, Javion Johnson, and then you have Tony Miles, Cameron Stone, Carson Landry at linebackers, and you have Javon Javius, Donjel Smith, Dawson Landry, Micah Levy, and Courtney Thomas. And so those are your defensive starters. It's 2nd and 8 for the Canes. And this time quarterback rolls out to his left, looking downfield, and it's overthrown. Trying to get it to Daigle, but good coverage there by number 4, Dawson Landry.
Well, you got that bootleg action right there, and probably thought, throw it right now. But that little delay right there. And look, if you throw it right now, are you going to get much? No, but you're not going to get 0 right there, and you'll probably get 5 or so on that particular play.
Now it's 3rd down. 3rd down and long, and the clock stops after the incompletion.
Well, everybody's coming here.
And they are. And the quarterback rolls out. He's got all kind of room. He's going to get a first down. He's going to get out of bounds to the 35. And that's what we were talking about, Coach. You got that running quarterback, and they brought the house, but they didn't have anybody on the outside.
And brought him to him, and then all of a sudden took off like I would take off, being scared myself.
Yep. And he does that a lot. He has 708 rushing yards on the season. The team's leading rusher by far, and he's got 4 touchdowns. We saw an 82-yard touchdown in week 2. from the quarterback position against Parkview Baptist. First down from the 35. Quarterback rolls out. He's in trouble. Gets away. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get outside. He's going to get another first down. And he takes the ball close to midfield. And he's just that elusive quarterback, and East Ascension hadn't seen that for a few weeks.
And, impressive getaway right there. And very smart, getting outside, getting out of bounds. Live for another play.
And you're running that clock. And that's what we were talking about, ball control. Look how quickly East Ascension scored. If they would have had a 3-and-out right there, East Ascension could have perhaps gone down the field and made this a quick early lead. But now here come the Canes, and Wallace not going to get anything. He's ridden down in the backfield by big 94, King Short. No gain. It's 2nd and 10. We're now past 2 minutes into this first half. 6-0, EA with the lead. If you're going to get a lot of yardage on the ground, it's probably coming from the quarterback. Wallace has 246 rushing yards, which is not bad. Second down, and it's a fake, and Kelly flagged down as he was trying to get it. Looks like to faced in the tight end spot.
Boy, nice job there by the offensive line of Prairieville, giving the quarterback plenty of time to look for the second and third receiver. Just a little bit overthrow there.
But you know why they did such a good job? Because they held.
Well, I think they only had one holding.
Yeah, everybody else was doing a good job. Yeah. I agree, Coach. It only takes one, though, right?
When I coach that offensive line, I like to give those guys plenty of credit.
And they got some really good guys. I've got to know a few of them. Gill, Creel, Quibido, all good guys.
Lining up late.
Shotgun. And the screen inside set up the faced. He's going to get about 4 of the yards back, and it's going to be 3rd and long. So
Coach Bethune, and I call it fun football. I think stuff like that, making people think a little bit, as long as we could stay disciplined and the snap count and stuff like that, I really love some of the things that I'm seeing from the Spartans in the kicking game, and then offensively and defensively also.
3rd and 16 for the Canes. And quarterback looking downfield. He's going to throw deep, overthrown. He's overthrown most of his receivers here tonight. Kyle Daigle was the intended receiver. Good coverage in the secondary by the Spartans. So they were able to hold the ball for a couple of minutes. And you see the good coverage right there. The EA secondary had 6 interceptions last week, Coach. Or make that 5.
And Coach Smith is his own offensive coordinator, play caller.
And now the punting unit comes on. Luke Lyons will handle that for EA. And it's high, and he's in trouble. He gets it away. Good job by Lyons. Line drive, and it's going to roll, and he's going to get a good roll inside the 20. So he turned a disaster into a positive right there.
Well, that was Luke Lyons?
Yes.
Very good job on the vertical jump to haul that one in and get it off quickly, and you got the nice roll.
Now, East Ascension, Coach, scored in 3 plays, and they looked excellent in all facets of the game.
When I had them week 1 against Brother Martin, it was very impressive of how everything was going until this guy Royal from Brother Martin got going, scoring on every possible way you could possibly. You got big slot guy to the right side.
Is that Martinez?
Martinez.
So he's going to be setting up the block, and it's going to be a double pass. It's a lateral and then a pass downfield, way underthrown, trying to get it to Urson right there. And that's what they do with Martinez. I believe that's who that is out there. They put him in that slot, and obviously you're going to set up that swing pass, and he's going to block for him, right?
Yeah, and he may have said, I see it wide open, but this might be my first career pass.
Yeah, as pass way underthrown. 2nd down. Now Blackburn's going to run, and it's going to be about a 3-yard gain. So good job by the middle of the Prairieville defense to make the stop, and it's 3rd down and 7. Big play for the Canes.
Austin Thomas moving up from Prairieville Middle School last year as your defensive coordinator. Dane Sapontier is your offensive coordinator for the Spartans.
And that was Delapass who made the tackle for the Canes. 3rd and 7, whistle, flag. This might be some motion. Or maybe the play clock ran down to 0. So
you can't have your way twice.
So that'll stop the clock, 7:51. 6-0, EA on their second possession of the night. So moving backwards now, it's 3rd down and 12 after the 5-yard penalty. Got to look out for those receivers right here. They can make something happen in a hurry. This is LaBeouf at quarterback. LaBeouf got the start. He's a senior. It's good to see the senior getting some action here tonight.
I like that name, J.J.
And the pass downfield, and the coverage is there, and it's picked off. Or is it dropped at the last second? Did the ground cause that, or is it an incomplete pass? Well, it looked like 24 was down there for the Canes. That's Bryson Glover at strong safety.
The defensive back did an outstanding job of catching up and staying right there, making the catch difficult.
And now Anthony Odemont's going to come in to punt. We got 2 backs at about the 40-yard line, so Prairieville might get good field position. Now the backs go to about the 45. A little respect for the punter. And it's a good punt. It's going to go way over their heads. That is an excellent punt. It's going to bounce. Boy, Odemont just made one heck of a play. He's going to flip the field from inside the 20 to inside the 20.
Good
That's
job
a 60-yard punt. That's a 60-plus yard punt.
And his number is it 5'2"?
Yep. He out-punted his number. That's always a good thing, right?
I give you full credit on that one.
And,
buddy.
you know, when you're the punter and your number's like 6, it's usually easy to out-punt your number. But when you're 52 and you're out-punting your number, you're the man right there. So they're going to mark it dead at the 22. So it didn't quite make it inside the 20, but it was still a 60-yard punt.
Well, as we said, Coach Mike Smith, the head coach, is also the play caller.
Quick pass on the run, caught, and that's going to get about 4 yards. So good catch in the run.
And coming over in a very successful year last year is Coach Skanes.
Yeah. As we look at the REV Game of the Week 5-5A records, and Dutchtown and East Ascension are the leaders in the district, both 4-1 and 2-0. Denham Springs won last night. We'll talk about that later. They're 4-2 and 1-1. Prairieville's in the middle of the pack. Then you got Live Oak, Sanoma, who is 0-1 because they had to bye the first week, and then they lost their one district game. So that record might be a little deceptive. And then Walker at the bottom at 0-2. That catch made by Chance Jackson is 2nd and 7. And that's a quarterback keeper. First down. He's escorted out of bounds by number 8. That's Donjel Smith.
Coach Skanes from Cecilia.
Yep.
Little state champion last year.
They got coaches from some great programs, Coach. And, you know, I talked about it to Coach Mathern, and I think Lyle Boudreau talked about the same thing independently of me. We both thought that was one of the best coached EA teams that we saw last week ever. First down, and looking deep, overthrown again. Kyle Daigle is there.
Well, you have a vertical routes there, and one guy has to work his way over to the other hash marks when you have trips into the sideline right there. Could not quite. Then you have to make that throw, I believe, right around the 20-yard mark to get that. Let that guy have a little time getting across.
2nd and 10. Working out that shotgun again, man in motion.
Well,
that's Daigle.
He's Ascension saying, we are bringing some people.
Well, you better seal that outside, right, Coach?
Yeah, just like he let go.
And this time they're going to run it up the middle. Wallace, good yardage, 5 yards. Actually, that's 41. I believe that's Bartholomew. Yeah, Caden Bartholomew on senior night. And so we got a whistle. And so see the officials talking to Coach Schmidt. Now the white hat's going to come. I think that we're going to have a stoppage in the action. Coach Schmidt's going to talk to the head referee. And while we're doing that, maybe we can look at the district games that are going on this week in 5A. And you got the game, of course, right here, East Ascension and Prairieville. Last night, Denham, big win over Live Oak. Next week, we're going to be here to watch Live Oak take on Prairieville for homecoming night.
For people that don't understand what's going on, Jeff.
Yeah.
Whenever you have Livingston on top of Livingston playing each other, it's just like anything in this parish.
Right.
And it's a few years down the road, it's going to be the same way when Prairieville gets going.
Right. And you got the one Livingston versus Ascension game. That's Santa Maria and Walker. Santa Maria looking to rebound.
Walker looks like they've completely flipped over here.
Yeah, they're not the team they were the last couple of years. That's for sure.
I know they've had very good coaching over the years.
Yes. And in Dutchtown, they're not even playing a game. Coach Mastretta likes to have that open date to kind of just relax, figure out some things, give the kids a break.
See a psychiatrist. Yeah, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Third down, swing pass, Daigle. And the second man isn't going to miss that one. Big tackle by big number 4, Dawson Landry, and that's going to be a 4th down.
I do know if you're going to complete these and be successful with them, you have to block well on the outside with those wide receivers on DBs.
And you also give credit to number 12, Levy. Levy had 2 interceptions last week. He was the area defensive player of the week. He had a big game against Live Oak last week, and he made a big play right there too. And now Lyons to come in. He saved the day. Boy, the punters have both done a good job here so far tonight. And there's another good punt. And the punter is down, and they're going to get a flag. That's going to be a first down, whether it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker, because it's 4th and 3. So you're going to get 5. If you get 5, it's enough.
Well, I think if you, in that particular contact,
that didn't look too bad. It was just a running into the kicker, but it's enough for a first down. So the punting game has been kind of interesting here tonight. You had 2 really good punts. Now you got a punt where you get a penalty, and Prairieville gets a first down out of it. And Prairieville can keep on running that clock. Boy, EA looked good right out to shoot, but now everything's kind of settled into a stalemate since then. It's 6-0 Spartans with the lead. Kelly's in trouble. And he's just running around. And I think that's Levy, and then number 25 also in there, Stone for EA, and a couple of other tacklers. As you see, they're strung out. Did a good job keeping him from cutting outside. Had to cut it back in, and that's where everybody met him. No gain. Now, looked like Kelly had to get the play from the sideline.
Coach Mike Smith, he's calling plays from the sideline. No huddle.
Kelly was the backup last year. Charlie Green was a starter last year. They've kind of flipped roles. Second down, roll out, and a little dump for a 1 or 2 yard gain. And did that helmet go with him too? Yeah, that was faced. Faced almost got defaced on that. And it was a personal foul, and it's going to be a first down. I was wondering why that helmet flew so fast. See a little dump.
Well, it should be a 10-yard penalty, and it's not.
Yep, that was King short. They're going to assess the penalty.
And that'll give you a first down. Or maybe they give it a 15-yard penalty.
It looks like a 15-yarder. And now Prairieville is in business. They got the ball to midfield on their opening drive. Then it kind of stalled. Now they got the ball at the 36, 1st and 10 on their second drive. And a handoff up the middle. Big hole, first down. Took that hole and attacked it right there.
And I'm sure on that play there's a nice read. Watch the step by the quarterback, the right step. Lean going forward right there. Nice little read, hand the ball off. And you hear that long motion right there. Kind of gives you the feeling that something's going to be going outside, and it did.
That was Job Fontenot. And, of course, since I say it's a first down, they're going to call it 2nd and 1. Or that may be faced in the backfield. I think he's going to – nope, that is Fontenot. Okay, so there we go. Shotgun, 2nd and 1. Trouble, rolling out, throwing deep. And there's a receiver at the 5. He caught it down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Canes. Number 1, Kyle Daigle with the catch.
Watch him. He's looking downfield the entire time right there, wanting to get the ball loose. Did an outstanding job right there, getting the ball to the receiver. 1st and goal from the 2.
And so the Canes trying to answer the early Spartan touchdown. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown to Prairieville. Oh, and that's Eric Williams, the senior linebacker, getting a carry for the touchdown.
Coach Mike Smith says, nice job right there with quarterback reversing out, handing that ball off, and getting the ball in the end zone.
And so this game is tied, and Usner will come and try to give Prairieville the lead. We also have an update from Walker. Sandoval and Walker are also tied, as this game is right now, but at this point we have a lead for Prairieville. It's 7-6. We'll take a break. 3:20 left to go in the first. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Canes, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
Welcome back. Prairieville 7, East Ascension 6, 3:20 left to go. And one of my keys to the game was that ball control offense. And they did that right there with about a 3 or 4 minute 80-yard drive. And look at the capper right there, the linebacker with the carry on offense.
I'm thinking that if you continue to be good on those ball control keys to the game, they might start calling you coach.
I'm not that good. I got a lot of respect for the coaches on all these teams. I'm just guessing. But sometimes I guess all right.
Very much so.
And so the kick return to the 40-yard line. So East Ascension's going to have good field position again after the kick return. Kind of kicked it out there in no man's land, little pooch kick, but they were able to recover and get good yardage out of it. So now we're going to see the East Ascension offense, again led by J.J. LaBeouf here tonight, senior quarterback. Now trailing for the first time tonight. And there's a handoff up the middle, and that's a first down. Cuts outside, now cuts back in, and it's going to be a 20-plus yard run for Jamarius McCarty. Nice run by McCarty for a first down.
Well, he's getting behind those big old offensive linemen, and no one can even see him picking up a nice gain right there, big yardage.
And again, you see that guy in motion right there? That's Martinez. And it's quite a luxury, Coach, you can talk about it maybe after this play, when you can use your best offensive linemen and line them up at a tight end spot because you've got so many offensive linemen out there. Quick pass, caught. This is Urson. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain, but that's a massive offensive line, Coach.
And what I've seen with Martinez is that they've used him in the backfield. They've used him in a lot of spots. And there he is going out as a wide receiver.
Yep.
So when I see something like that in my defensive back, you know you're going to be outsized as a defensive back. You need to be backing up because we're liable to be throwing a vertical right here.
But they use him as a decoy, and they're not going to get the first down as McCarty's thrown back by number 9, Eric Williams. So he scores a touchdown and gets the tackle for loss right there. Look at that. Met him at the line and took him down. So 3rd down and 3.5 as we're heading to the end of the first quarter. Got about a little over 90 seconds left. 3rd down and 3. Handoff. And no, not going to get it. And so you got that huge offensive line, but Prairieville is answering as you see big 13, Mike Schmidt. You know who his daddy is. 4th and 3.
Nice job there by that inside linebacker.
Yep. Also in there, 44, Daniel Williams. 4th and 3. They're going for it. No fear. LaBeouf and McCarty in the backfield. 2 receivers left. Handoff. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he got it. Not at the spot. He's got to get to the past the 29. He's stopped at the 30, and a big defensive stop for the Hurricanes.
Well, nice job there. Austin Thomas, defensive coordinator for Prairieville.
And you see, I believe that was 77 down there, Gabe Ford at that nose tackle spot, who got in there and made the tackle. And now with 51 seconds left, Prairieville's got the lead and the football. Prairieville, this is not last year's Prairieville football team, Coach. 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper outside. Can he get there? No, he cannot. That's great pursuit from behind from number 25, Cameron Stone.
You know, you watch Stone come into view right here, right through that alley, and there he picks up without being blocked, does a good job right there tackling the quarterback, 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9, maybe the final play of the first quarter. So,
well, if you're Coach Smith, the one thing you would like to do right now is shorten this game.
Yep, that's what I talked about.
You could do that coming in, wait until that clock gets down a little bit lower.
And they're going to throw it, and it's behind the intended receiver, and that's going to stop the clock, Coach. So so basically they lose a play right there, as the pass intended for Jackson is incomplete. And if they could have run down a little bit more, you might have been able to get through the quarter.
Going for a back shoulder throw.
Yeah. It's 3rd and 9. But I would say, based on the ball control and having the lead so far for Coach Schmidt, mission accomplished, at least in the first quarter. Because it looked like in the first 30 seconds that EA was going to blow the doors off this place. And there's a lateral pass, and that is read like a book by number 4, Dawson Landry, as the quarter is going to end and it's going to be 4th down and long.
I love the play. Love the play.
And look at that pursuit.
Basically, you had 2 laterals right there, so both guys had to catch the ball.
And so the end of the first quarter, Prairieville 7, East Ascension 6 will break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
And welcome back. It's the beginning of the second quarter. Prairieville 7, East Ascension 6, as we're headed to a punting situation. Want to remind you at halftime, we're going to hear the band from Prairieville perform live, and then we're going to talk about what's going on next week with homecoming here at Prairieville High School, as Prairieville is going to take on Live Oak. We'll be out here again next week to cover that, but we'll talk about what's happening for homecoming at halftime. And there's a punt from Lions. Good punt. And let it roll out of bounds. But another pretty good punt right there, Coach. So tell me about the first quarter. What did you see that you liked?
I saw typical East Ascension. I think Coach Brock Bethune likes to do some different things. Maybe his offensive coordinator's in on that too. Just to kind of see, if you get some easy scores or some nice field position. Nice job by the punter right there, punting the ball. It rolls out of bounds. You can't get beat on in that situation. Smart play. So, I see both teams doing a pretty good job of what they like to do each and every week.
There's a very competitive first quarter as a handoff. Going to get 3 or 4 yards before being pushed back, and now that's Blackburn in the game, so he's going to get his series of downs right here. It's going to be 2nd and 7. They're going to call it a 3-yard gain up to the 38-yard line. So the Spartans scored first, 48 seconds in on a run by McCarty, and then end of the quarter, Prairieville answered. Now LaBeouf's going to throw it, and did he stay in bounds? The near official says yes, he did. So it's a first down for EA. Tell me about it, Coach.
Well, I like it a little bit more where you get that question mark on a sprint out, where you kind of square those shoulders up downfield. Then that's my general thought. And then your kids can throw the ball and have a nice target that way with square shoulders.
And that was Merriweather who made the catch. Now it's Blackburn on the carry. He's going to get about 6. So that's a good run on first down. Just running behind that huge offensive line. And you see the tackle made right there by number 27, Richmond. 2nd and 4. And a quick throw and taken down. I believe that was Williams, or maybe that was Delapass who got the tackle after the throw. Made him hurry.
So the question I have now, things aren't going kind of your way for Coach Brockmathern. Is this 2-down territory?
Could be. Now they got burned last time because they went for it on 4th down. Third down. The Prairieville side getting excited. Got a good crowd on the East Ascension side as well. And LaBeouf looking left, throws right, and it is caught for a first down, and that's Merriweather again. He's got 2 big third down catches.
Well, that was pretty impressive right there. You check to the left on the swing route.
But there's a penalty, and it's coming back. So another hold. Let's look and see if you can see that on the line here. You see anything?
Did not see anything, but I'm going to tell you what, this is nice pass coming back to the right after looking off to the left.
Last week we saw Zaylen Smith at quarterback. Right now we're seeing LaBeouf, the senior, getting a start. It's 3rd down and about 14. All day to throw. Pass, contact, and no flag. There was definitely early contact. I don't see a flag on the field. Let's look at the replay. Let's see if you see some contact there in the secondary.
It kind of looks like he went all the way around there and batted the ball away.
Yep, so no penalty, and it's 4th down and a punting situation. Now, you talk about a potential going for it right there. When you got the penalty and it moves it back to 14, don't have much of a chance, right?
I would say not, but you just don't know.
And we have a new punter, I believe. Yeah, that's Martinez. It's a fake, and he's just going to run. He's going to try, but he's not going to get there. I think if I notice it, probably the Prairieville special teams coach noticed it as well. That's Bryson Martinez to punt. He's not going to punt. But he almost took the entire Prairieville defense to take him down.
I thought he would get the ball knocked out, but it's probably like carrying a tennis ball for him.
So another stop. And one of the keys that I talked about, confidence for Prairieville, it's got to be building. 10:21 left to go, and they've got the ball near midfield and the lead, 7-6. So let's see what Skylar Kelly can do. Wallace in motion. They're setting up the swing pass. He's got a lot of room. He's past midfield. And the three guys take him down a yard short of the first down. Looks like number 3 and number 12. That's Levy and Courtney Thomas.
Offensive line does an outstanding job right here. Giving the quarterback time to get those DBs to move deeper and then dishing it off underneath all that.
2nd and 1. And there's a flag, an automatic first down as you made contact with the center. So they're not going to give him a chance to recover right there. That's Beckham, number 69. So now the ball at the 40. And Hurricanes get another series of downs. This is starting to get interesting. Oh, here comes Kelly, and he's going to score. Untouched. There's a flag on the play. Down to the 33-yard line, so don't get excited yet. What is the penalty? It's coming back.
Boy, that was getting through that line of scrimmage quick right there.
Yeah, he's fast.
That was the quarterback?
Yeah, that was Kelly. This guy can run. He might be the best running quarterback. I know you saw a good one last week over from Dutchtown.
Whoa.
He was good.
That guy, you need to check his license out.
Yeah. This guy is equally good. That's Owen Fletcher we're talking about over at Dutchtown. Of course, you got your other quarterback on the other side too, Babin from Santa Maria, had over 100 rushing yards last week as well.
Yeah, it was a good game, both sides.
1st and 15. And now the pitch. And cuts inside to the 30. First down. And that's number 15 on the carry, Jace Harrelson.
Watch you getting out there. You don't pitch it early. Then you get when you get a little pressure on you, then you pitch it. And notice when you pitch it right there, it's almost like it's a forward pass, pretty close to that, where you can, no one has the angle to catch up with the pitch man.
1st and 10, Prairieville. They've been the aggressor here in the last quarter or so. Handoff. Another big hole. No, quarterback kept it. He fooled me. And he is taken down from behind by number 25, Stone. But he gets some good yardage, 5 yards. I thought they canned it off inside.
Well, your running back did a really good job. And you can see 1 or 2 guys trying to tackle the running back. So that was the job of the running back and also the quarterback on the fake or on the read, too.
2nd and 5. 7-6, Prairieville. 8:51 left to go before halftime. And quarterback, keeper, and it's a good thing he held on to that ball because that could have been big trouble as Tony Miles says,
Yeah, and this was one of the first plays of the game for Prairieville, and it was a keeper for the quarterback in that situation too.
Lost a yard, Coach. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Is this 2-down territory? Clock is running. Prairieville likes that. Man in motion. And a quick pass, and it's caught inside the 10 to the 5. Breaks a tackle. 1st and goal for the Canes, and that's faced on the catch.
Well, watch it right here in that little hole. There it is. Nice job by the receiver on the little arc out there, then turning upfield, slowing down right into that hole and getting the nice catch from the quarterback.
Santa Ma's got a lead again over Walker. Now they're up 21-7 in the second quarter. Prairieville looking to extend their lead. 1st and goal inside the 5.
I believe they're coming straight at him. That's been pretty successful for him in this short yardage situation.
And it's a handoff. And that is Fontenot. He gets a yard.
Boy, I mean, watch the cutback right here. Boom, right in that hole right there.
Mm-hmm. But good job right there. We've talked about Cameron Stone a lot. He's made a lot of tackles. Made that one right there, too. 2nd and goal. Got the signal. Relays it to his lineman. Quick pass. Boy, that was nearly picked. As it looked like the cornerback right there, number 4, Landry, almost jumped that pass.
Oh, it looked like they were trying to throw a slant.
It's a good thing that the receiver made some contact with Landry, because that could have been about a 98-yard touchdown right there for the Spartans. Dangerous, dangerous. Clock stops, 6:57. Now you got Bartholomew in the backfield. And it's a little shovel pass inside. No. 4th and goal from the 1. Little trickeration right there. Little deception as 15 gets it, Harrelson. And now it's 4th and goal. I'm going to say from about the 1.5. I think that they are going for it. There's 23 on the play clock, so they got time to think about it. Prairieville's already used a timeout.
Coach may be thinking about this. Need a little time. I see the quarterback kind of walking around a little bit. I'm sure there's going to be a timeout. Looking at that play clock, how long they have before they have to snap the ball.
And so we'll keep it here and talk about the results from last week. And Prairieville, we talked about them getting the win last week. First ever district victory. That's the one on the bottom. Prairieville beats Walker 28-23. Denham beat Southern Lab. That was the bye game last week, 41-14. You had a thriller, Dutchtown and Sanamaw. And then I had the EA homecoming game, the big victory against Live Oak. You talked about that Dutchtown Sanamaw game. That was a thriller.
I tell you what, it was nip and tuck all the way through that thing, it seemed like. And I'm going to tell you, the quarterback for Dutchtown,
Fletcher,
he was impressive.
Yep.
And I mean, he carried the ball to the left, to the right, and it looks like a typical Dutchtown offense that you've seen over the last 3 or 4 years. Somebody with that guard and tackle, that little counter trap, somebody's carrying that ball, and it was his night to carry the ball.
Had a great game. Now we'll see if Prairieville can get in the end zone or EA can make a stop. And we have a whistle. So this play was blown dead. And, boy, you hate to see that coming out of a timeout. Motion on a timeout, Coach.
Yeah. But I will say this. They're doing, not necessarily too much, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. They're doing motions and some things, a few little handoffs here that you go back in another direction, and maybe it's a little bit too much, maybe not, because I saw who he was throwing to, and that guy was open. Here they're going to push that lead to 4 with the field goal.
And it's a 24-yarder, and it's blocked, and EA makes a stand, and they keep it a 1-point game. I don't know if we got the replay on that, Andre, but I don't know if we can see who made the block.
I think it's coming from the left outside.
Might have been. Hard to tell. Number 2 was coming in from there. That was Javius, but you can't really tell.
There he is, coming from our right side. Unless it was the guy coming right up the middle.
Yeah, it could have been up there, too. It was a low kick. Yeah, let's see it from the third angle. See, it was low all the way. I'm thinking that Javius may have got it, or maybe he didn't. Now the ball's in the 20, and EA has the momentum. And they get 5 yards right off the bat. That's something that can completely change a ball game right there, because you were about to make it an 8-point game, and then you were about to make it a 4-point game, and now it's just a 1-point game.
That's some good points right there.
Yep. So
because if you keep doing that, after a while, it becomes a 2-score game.
The other way. Now quarterback rolls out, and oh no, McCarty dropped it. Actually, that's not McCarty. That's number 19. That's Kodo. And it looked like that was well designed. Just could not execute. 3rd and 5. Quarterback LaBeouf. Fake. Rolls out. Taken down from behind. It's 4th down. And another stop by the Canes. Let's look at the replay.
Well, I'm watching the receivers here, and they look like they're going down the block. No, the quarterback says, you know, I can't throw it to anybody because nobody's running a route right there. And so he just ends up running a route and gets caught there for little or no gain.
Yeah, it's 4th down. And Odemont's going to come in to punt. Another stop by the Prairieville defense. Didn't even bring them up with the keys to the game other than don't give up the big play. They've not given up the little play or the big play.
I was just kind of wondering why you didn't do that. But
well, I said don't give up the big play, but they've done more than that. And we have a whistle 0 on the clock. I think that was too late. Yep.
Tell you what, we have a good game here.
This is fun.
You know, some people get a little worked up because there's not a lot of scoring and everything else. But I think both teams are playing very hard. And, well, we had a nice kick by our punter in the first quarter. Let's see if he can, because basically the same situation around that 20-yard line to the 20.
And a little bit shorter. You got to stay out the way, and they do. And it's going to be still on Prairieville's side, the Spartans' side of the field. And so good field position again, Coach, with 4:33 left to go. Now, you left points on the field last time, on that last possession. Can't do that again if you get another chance, right?
Well, the thing I just believe Coach Smith has to say, guys, we are ahead.
Yep.
You know, we're not losing. We are ahead. Keep playing hard.
Be confident. Kelly rolling out, swing, caught by Daigle. 1st down.
I love the play.
They love that little swing pass.
I love the play, but you know what they had to do? Watch the quarterback. He's coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's your guy covering the wide receiver.
Yep.
He goes over there and tackles the quarterback.
Because that's Stone right there, but you got to keep him honest because he could tuck it and run it.
And what you didn't see was the wide receiver running down the field, but he was covered.
And that put a little cushion there for that swing too, right? Because the DB is downfield.
No doubt.
I'm learning something. You rubbed off on me, Coach. Here's Kelly, spin move, short gain. Taken down by Short. So not much there. Spin move gets him a couple of extra. It's 2nd and 8.
No, we hadn't heard Tony Miles' name, but maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got 20-something plays already. But see how they backing off now? They get up there at the last second.
And handoff up the middle. It's going to be 3rd down and short.
What are they doing right there? They're basically trying to confuse the offensive lineman. You know, maybe they'll run a little twist stunt in there. You know, maybe they'll just get a forward momentum. And, you know, that's always a big plus right there for the big men to get a little forward momentum on that D-line.
That was Fontenot on the carry. It's 3rd and 4. 2:54 left to go.
Well, is this too far for
Yeah. They got to go for it, I would think. Quick pass. Oh, that would have been maybe short of the first down, trying to get it to face, but it was a little overthrown.
Seemed like we've had a few too many passes not completed for one reason or another.
He's overthrown a few. They're going for it. Bartholomew's in the backfield.
You got 4 yards needed.
Clock has stopped.
You're in the spread formation. Well, it looks like you're in spread formation.
Kelly, all kinds of time. Swing. Oh, can he get there? I don't know. Looks like Bartholomew's close. I thought with that swing pass, it wasn't on target, and he had to contort to get it, but he stays in bounds, and he gets the first down.
And, when they watch the film, the third inside, maybe the second inside, went all the way across the field. Nobody followed him.
Boy, that was living on a prayer right there, and they got it. Because I thought after that pass was kind of overthrown and he had to contort, I didn't think he would get it, but he got it. First down to the 25. Bartholomew to the 22. He's going to get about 3. And this clock is running. And, Coach, this is why I like to get the ball to start the second half, because this is where you can get that back-to-back right here. You're running out that clock, keeping it away from EA, and you get the ball to start the second half.
Hey, you right on that. You may be able to do a clinic on coin toss.
Yep. I think anybody can learn that one.
I don't know, man. It takes a lot of pressure to make that thing right.
2nd and 8. Quarterback rolls out. Pitch out, and that's not going anywhere.
You saw the pitch position was a problem right there, Jeff.
Right.
You pitched it back instead of pitching it down the line of scrimmage a little bit. Almost like it's a forward pass, but it's a lateral.
Yeah, that was Daigle. And the clock stops as EA calls a timeout. So what we will do is look at what's happening next week in District 5-5A while we have a chance. And we will be here at Prairieville for Live Oak and Prairieville. I'll be covering that one. But then you got the big rivalry. You're going to be at that one, right, Coach? The big game next week over at the pit?
And that's going to be who?
That would be EA and Santa
I just want you to say the names to me, okay?
EA and Santa Monica.
I got you.
All right.
I think we're on about 30, the early 30s on this rivalry right here.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, maybe Prairieville's thinking we need to get involved in this rivalry right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got to play Dutchtown, we got to play Santa Monica, and we're playing East Ascension right here. So they're making their mark right now.
It's 3rd and 11 after the 1 yard loss by Daigle on the late pitch. It's a fake. Pressure. Rolling out. He's going to go downfield, and there's a receiver there. And it is
caught. But you had one, the back judge.
Yeah, he's not calling it. See, look right there. He can't tell.
Yeah,
he's asking for help.
Yeah, he's asking for help from the line judge.
And I was watching him the whole time. I'm like, get some help. And it's a catch.
Good job right there. Nice flip of the pass right there by the quarterback.
Goal to go again. They could not get points last time they got down here. 1st and goal. On the ground, but he gets it. Rolling out to the 5. Hit. Still going, and he's down inside the 2.
Well, I tell you what, tough little quarterback right here. Watch this hit. And he keeps going forward.
Yeah.
Forward. There you go. Good job there by the quarterback. And also a good job by East Ascension keeping that quarterback out of that end zone.
So now it is 2nd and goal. They're going to say about the 2 yard line. We saw this just about 4 minutes ago on the play clock. Kelly under center. Rolls out. Looking. Comes back, and it's called for a touchdown. Parker faced with the catch. And EA extends the lead. Or excuse me, Prairieville extends the lead.
Jeff, watch the bootleg here. You have no idea who he's going to throw to.
I had no idea.
There until he finally, now watch, nobody to throw to. That guy sits there, that tight end, and dude, there, he doesn't go to the coverage. Got a good job by the tight end right there. He finds a little spot right there. Quarterback's able to pitch it in that hole.
And now Usner to kick the extra point. To make it 14-6, which would make it a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
I didn't know you could be flicking those lights on and off.
Well, they're doing it.
When the game's in progress.
Yeah. Well, we were asked about that earlier when we had our pregame powwow. Because apparently they weren't doing that last week. I wonder if that's what they're talking about. Because one of the officials is having a conversation with Coach Schmidt, and the play clock has not run.
And Coach Schmidt hadn't left off the field, and I'm not real certain what he could be asking that official, but seem to have it squared up. You know, maybe you can run it for a few seconds and that's it.
Extra point. Good. It's 14-6. We're going to keep it here as we have 58 seconds left. And I'm going to let you know that at halftime, we're going to have the performance from the Prairieville High School Band. And then we're going to talk about the homecoming activities that are going to take place next week in our game of the week. And Maggie Davis is here. She's going to be joining me in a little while to tell us about it. She is a senior here at Prairieville, and so she's going to talk about the court, and she's going to talk about the events and everything that's going on here at Prairieville. So stay tuned for that. And Coach, well, I'm shocked.
Never be shocked in sports.
But
I mean, things happen.
But EA looked so good last week, and I thought that they would continue that.
And look, this is not over. You just never know. And you kind of have some veteran coaches out there. And
so look, I wonder if they called a personal foul on maybe the lighting. Because look, there's a 15-yard penalty assessed. They're kicking off from the 25. And so EA's going to have great field position. And about less than a minute. Ball's on the ground, though. And it's still up for grabs. EA loses the ball. Prairieville has it. And look at that.
Well, that ball rolled all over the place. Right there. Come out of there. There it is again.
Oh, my.
Well, how many timeouts left? The things that might get kind of important right here.
40-yard line. There's apparently, I think there's one timeout left. I think that the scoreboard is wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because they had two, and then Prairieville called one on that 4th and goal play that they didn't convert. I think they're down to one. First down, Kelly, inside screen, too short. And it was covered anyway.
I think that was a good call right there. I like that play. A little middle screen. Watch somebody's going to rotate in the middle. Yep. There you go.
And Stone had it covered.
And a little man-to-man. I got him.
The key thing right here is you can make EA use their timeouts, worst case scenario. Daigle in motion. Fake. Looking deep. Now he's going to delay. Now throws it. There's a receiver downfield. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. Good job by number 38 with the catch.
A lot
Wallace.
of good things happening right there for Prairieville.
Yep.
Quarterback is very, very patient right there.
Absolutely. I thought he was going to tuck it, but Wallace made a smart move and just ran downfield. Nobody picked him up. 22-yard line. Quarterback rolls out. He's going to run it. 20, 15 out of bounds. 28 seconds, lots of time.
But you know, if you get this situation to where you have a field goal and you make it, it's almost like you scored a touchdown here.
Second down and 2. This would make up for that missed field goal for sure. An extra possession. Only turnover of the night so far. Keeper, patience, close, forward momentum, gets it. Now you're going to have to call that timeout though, as clock stops at 17 seconds. And look, it's the offensive line from Prairieville that's making the moves. And so now you got the timeout that's going to be called. I think that's the last one, but they may have one left, but we're going to have to check on that. Now, our upcoming schedule, we talked about the 2 big games next week. You got homecoming for Prairieville, and then you got EA at Santa Monica. Swack, you're going to be out there covering that one. And then in 2 weeks, I'm going to be over at Dutchtown as we're going to get Walker at Dutchtown. That's been a big thorn in Dutchtown side the last few years, although this year Walker's not so hot so far, and they're losing again tonight. So those games are going to be live streamed on YouTube, Rev Sports 1 and Rev Sports 2.
Well, what would you do right here? You know, because you have to understand that's 17 seconds. And if you have a sprint out or something like that, that's going to take time off the clock.
You know what I like right here? That quick pop to the tight end that we saw to Faced earlier. Remember that one? Is Faced in there?
Anything quick, I would be all in favor of.
They're not set up for that, though.
Here they come.
And a quick shot inside, overthrown.
But that was the right idea right there.
And that was Faced. Faced has been the go-to guy here tonight. Clock stops at 14.
3 seconds right here. 1, 2, drops at 3.
He's been missing high consistently.
Well, missing, but some of those you got to catch.
Yeah. That would have been a tough situation. They would have had to do a hurry up down there because that would have been a 1st and goal. $14 seconds. 2nd and 10. Roll out. Into the end zone, and it's picked. Underthrown that time. He's been overthrowing all these, and now it's picked off by number 2, Javon Javius. And, Coach, one of my keys to the game, turnovers.
And I'm going to tell you what, Javius right here, is in the right spot to pick it off.
Yep.
But not to stop the touchdown.
Clutch.
You know.
Clutch, clutch, clutch. And that's going to be something you need to put in the notebook. 2 red zone stops for the EA defense. You had a blocked field goal and an interception in the end zone. And that's the difference. Although EA's still trailing. And they're going to take a knee and go into the half, and Prairieville's going to get the ball to start the second half. But what a game.
Coach Bethurn. You know, if you coach long enough, you've been in these games before. You know, you can't figure out what are you kids thinking about, you know. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, it would be just the complete opposite.
So it's 14-6 at the half. We'll get to the halftime show and the interviews. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
For over 40 years, Bingle has been a trusted name in pest control. Now Bingle Pro Exterminators brings that same expertise and reliability to your home and business. From termites and mosquitoes, to roaches, ants, wasps, and wildlife, no pest stands a chance against our professionals. At Bingle Pro Exterminators, we keep pests gone. For a free inspection, call 833-GO-BINGLE or visit binglepro.com. Bingle, the official pest control of LSU Athletics.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Galva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Galva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
They wait on you, and they don't move out of the way until you get over. Yep. And they got four things. People ordering and waiting for their stuff. In your line, like, no, they told me to move to the side. We have a soccer. Soccer still doesn't. You can play that. As for jalapenos, they were out.
When you open yours
So the halftime show continues as we see the Prairieville High School band performing and the Storm Steppers, and now we'll move on to talk about a couple of things. I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'm joined now by Prairieville High School senior Maggie Davis. So this is your first chance to be on the air here. I want to welcome you here tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, and so we're here to talk about homecoming because homecoming is next week. So tell us about what's going to happen during homecoming week.
Okay, so we have our spirit weeks, and then we will have our parade, which will be followed by a pep rally. That will be a community pep rally for all. And then we will have our game, which the queen will be crowned during halftime, which I'm so excited for.
Right, we'll look at them in a minute, but talk about the rest of it.
And then we'll have the dance, which the theme is Enchanted Hour. I think our student council did such a great job picking that out, and it's going to be executed so well. They're working so hard. So I'm very excited to see how that turns out, and our king will be crowned at the dance.
Okay, and that parade and the pep rally, that's on Thursday night, and then the game is Friday night. Tell us about the girls. Introduce the girls that are going to be on our homecoming court.
All right, so we have Addie Rochester at the top, and then we have Talasia Johnson, Addie Arsenault, then Camille Douay, and Samira Veal. All of these girls that are on court are just beautiful, amazing souls. They are always so involved within the school, especially, Sydney Notcan. We have Victoria White, Darion Brown, Sydney Jock, Addie Notcan. All of these people are just amazing picks, and I think we have an amazing homecoming court.
And so this happened earlier today, I believe. The girls got their shirts that they're going to be wearing during the parades, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you follow us on social media, that was posted. They all looked so beautiful, and they were all so excited.
And so you see a couple of the sashes right there, and so it was a big day for all the girls on the homecoming court.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you see the dress down days, and unfortunately it's during fall break, and so you lose Monday and Tuesday, so that's why you only got 3 days there, but it's still going to be fun. So tell us about what's happening.
So our student council picked out these, we all voted on these themes. So we have Adam Sandler Day, which became really popular about 2 years ago. You basically dress down in like very baggy clothes. Then we have 2 or crew day. It's kind of a spin on our duo day. We always do that. I think it's so fun. We might have a competition to see who's the most iconic. And then we have barbecue dads and soccer moms. So we have not done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see all the outfits.
Right. Do you have something set up? Well, you're on the Cat 5 crew, right?
Yes, sir.
And so are you allowed to participate even though you're on that crew?
Yes, sir. I'm on Cat 5 and I'm on student council, so I'll be participating for all.
Well, I'm going to participate in Adam Sandler Day because everybody knows I'm going to wear a Hawaiian shirt on that day,
yes.
right? And I already know what my duo is going to be, but y'all will find out. I'll probably be a bunch of people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to be wearing for that, or is that a surprise?
Me and my friend Adrian are going to do Batman and Superman.
Ah, okay.
So
which one are you going to be?
I'm going to be Superman. He loves Batman, so.
Okay. Well, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And so you got all that going on. And so, again, you have the shortened week, but then you got everything going on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, you got the parade and the homecoming pep rally on Thursday night. That's going to be here at the football field?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where's the parade going to take place?
The parade will take place here on the field. It'll be a community parade open to all. It'll be followed right after the parade. So everyone that's here, you can join, but I suggest the parade will be super fun.
Yeah.
And the pep rally, we had a committee team at the school, so they've been working hard at planning that, so I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to be executed.
And you're helping us out up here with the production crew and
Yes,
everything.
sir.
So how you feeling about the game tonight? I know you got to be excited about what you saw in the first half.
I was very excited. I was jumping for joy. I loved the celebration. The energy on the field has just been it's been buzzing. It's been so lively. Definitely not like our other games, but I'm excited to see how the student section looks.
Well, were you here last week? What was that like? Or were you able to come last week? The Walker game.
Oh, I was not here for the Walker game.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you were or not because I heard that was a lot of fun. I was over at the EA game, so I didn't get to catch any of that as well. Well, we got everything happening, and again, we want to thank you, Maggie Davis, here with us, and
thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
All right, well, great. And we're going to get to the second half in just a minute, but we're going to take a break first. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV presents the Action Minute. Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
Let's look at effective warm-up techniques to prevent football injuries. Leg swings improve hip mobility and activates the hamstrings and the adductors. Stand tall, swing one leg forward and backwards, then switch side to side across your body. Use a wall for balance. Walking lunges with a twist activates the glutes, hamstrings, and the core, as well as improves hip and thoracic mobility. Lunge forward and rotate your torso over the front leg. Alternating high knees to butt kicks warms up the hip flexors, quads, and hamstrings dynamically. Start by jogging with fast high knees, then switch to butt kicks to activate the hamstrings. Lateral shuffle with hip openers helps to prepare the groin, glutes, and hips for quick cuts and lateral movement. Begin by shuffling laterally for 5 yards, then pause to open the hip, bringing your knee up and rotating out, and then shuffle back. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
And we're back, and we are seconds away from the second half kickoff. EA kicking to Prairieville. Prairieville going from left to right, and that is going to go out of bounds. And so that's a big break for the Hurricanes right there.
Well, when it goes out of bounds, you could basically take it from that area, or you can get that penalty. I say take it from that area. You could get the penalty.
Yeah.
And move it up to the 35-yard line.
It looks like that's what they're going to take right there. And so you don't risk the turnover right there. You saw EA with the turnover on the last kickoff, and so you get the ball and you get good field position. So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. We are starting the second half. They're still at halftime over at Walker. Last score we got at halftime, 21-7, Santa Maw. So Santa Maw trying to get back on the right track. It's 1st and 10 over here. And the Canes have the lead. Man in motion. Keeper breaks the tackle. And then brought back from behind, and a late flag as a tackle made by number 30 for the Spartans. That's Johnson, Javion Johnson. And we'll see what the flag is. So chop block on the Spartans. That's going to be a personal foul and a first down. Last week we didn't see a lot of these personal fouls and penalties from the EA side. They played a really clean game, but you've seen a couple of personal fouls here tonight, a couple of face masks, and you can see Prairieville taking advantage of these right now. We're just underway in the second half, 14-6. Prairieville with the lead.
Well, we need to talk about what happened at halftime.
But first, we're going to see the quarterback with a keeper, and this looks like it's going to come back on a holding call. And he's just going to run for his life. He's going to run 80 yards to get 8. And it's all for naught, probably.
Even though you say for naught, I really enjoy watching a quarterback when they're doing that and they're looking downfield the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And he has done a really good job with that, improvising and finding the open receiver and directing traffic. He's done a great job with that, especially on that final drive, the one that ended with the interception. And we're going to see if that costs Prairieville at all, because they left 2 red zone possessions with no points. They're up by 8. But this is still a very manageable game for the Spartans right now because of that. 1st and 20. 2nd and 21. Look at that big tackle.
Looks like that defensive line said, we'll handle that fullback dive.
Yep. King short. Made that play very short. 2nd down. Got Bartholomew on the tackle. And so if you're EA, just don't make any silly penalties and don't make any big mistakes, and you can get the ball back after these next 2 plays. Deep pass. That's overthrown. 3 guys defending Parker faced. They probably should. He's been getting all the targets. 3rd down and 21.
Well, East Ascension right there with 2 safeties deep. Did a really good job of covering the receivers that went out. Nice little pressure, but the quarterback did have ample time to throw and did a good job of just not throwing it up.
So, do you risk it right here or you just run it?
Well, look at your 3 safety guys right here. This is going to be interesting to see. Do you have a crosser here that they pick up?
Rolling out. He's going to throw it deep. And there's a receiver open. And he's got it. And he's going to score. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And a late flag. Catch made by number 88, Hayden Paul.
Quarterback kept the ball for a long time, and a little double move here. It looked like to me on the outside.
Don't think we have the replay. I think the penalty came after there was some contact in the end zone, and there's going to be a personal foul called against East Ascension. Here's the replay, Coach. Look, they had 3 deep. They had 7 guys back in coverage.
Well,
3 were deep.
And the 3 deep were real deep.
Yep.
Should have never let that happen right there.
Amazing. Can't believe that. Extra point from Usner is good. And it's 21-6. Let's take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week. No way.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bengal Pro Exterminators.
And Prairieville has extended the lead, and now they're going to kick off from the 45 after the personal foul, after the touchdown. This is a shocker. Not just that Prairieville has the lead, but they have been comfortably in charge of this game ever since the first minute of this ball game. EA scored in 45 seconds, and since then they've been shut out the rest of the way. And Prairieville has had 5 scoring opportunities, and they've scored on 3 of them. Coach, they look a lot different.
Well, you know, that's kind of like their first big play, and they've had some big play opportunities that didn't come through. So, you know, give them credit, though. You know, give the coaches credit, give the players credit. You know, they are doing an outstanding job and they're sitting there 21-6.
Now, don't get overconfident. This EA team is really, really good. We saw them play really, really well last week. We have a new quarterback in the game. He's going to roll out, throw pass, caught, and that's number 16. That's a sophomore. That's Tristan Manuel.
But watch the big man go across here.
Yep, I saw that.
When the ball's thrown, he's wide open at the 12-yard mark.
So Tristan Manuel is going to come in and replace J.J. LaBeouf. And there's a handoff, and there's lots of room. First down, Jason Blackburn. He was the homecoming king last week, Coach, and he had a big play right there.
A little dipsy doodle there in the backfield. Little X.
So a new quarterback and some new results. East Ascension moving the ball.
And who's in at quarterback?
Handoff. Blackburn. Gets about 7, maybe 8. So now this is what they were doing earlier in the game that was so successful, running behind those big, huge offensive linemen.
You got a sophomore quarterback in there, number 16, and that's Tristan Manuel.
2.5 minutes into the second half, and it's 21-6. And the handoff and a first down. That's McCarty. And they are just methodically moving the ball now.
Well, they got that big offensive line right there.
First down, 41. McCarty's going to get 1. Now he's stopped.
Well, they got good motion, good movement there by the right side of that offensive line. But the second linebackers came up and really made a good play right there in that particular situation.
EA has not had to play with a lot of urgency this year. They played with the lead most of the season. This is, I believe, their biggest deficit of the year. Let's see how they respond. 2nd and 9. Quarterback pitch. And lots of blockers ahead. And a first down. And you saw the big man with the big block right there.
So the big man pulled. Watch him. There he goes around. Going to lead around. There he comes right there.
Boy, he pancaked somebody.
Yeah. Little dive option sometimes called. Quarterback's going to keep it or he's going to pitch it.
1st and 10 from the 25. Blackburn. Close to 5. Clock continues to run.
They call this an ISO right here. Just double down, kick out, fullback lead up. Pick up 5 yards on the play.
Second down for the Spartans. Hand off. Blackburn, he may score, and he does. Touchdown, East Ascension. And just like that, the new quarterback, Manuel, comes in the game. Doesn't do a lot through the air. Just run, and that big offensive line did the job.
Well, you know, I think you are absolutely correct. The difference in this series right here was that O-line.
Yep. Just old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Odemont to kick the extra point. They're going to opt for one right now as they get the penalty.
So that's going to put you 12. It's going to put you 9 down. And we're going to go for 2 here.
No, they're going to go for the extra point. They may change it right here. Now that you get inside the 1, maybe they do make the change. They're talking to Manuel in the offense. So now they're going to go for the 2. This is a big risk, Coach, because if you don't get it, then it's a 2-possession game.
I think watch 88.
Yep.
I think he's got the guy that's going to be your lead blocker. Look, you got a heavy formation on the left. We're going to hand this ball off.
He doesn't get it. It's a 2-possession game. And so the 2-point conversion is no good. It's 21-12 as you see the replay.
Nice job right there defensively. Austin Thomas, your defense is rolling pretty good.
Yep, and that was Delapass with the tackle. We'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bengal Pro Exterminators.
It's 21-12. The 2-point conversion was no good. They were originally going to let Odemont kick the extra point, but then after the encroachment, they decided to take the extra yard and go for the 2-point conversion. They did not convert, and so it's still a 2-possession game, Coach.
Still got a ball game here, it looks like.
Yep. And kickoff is taken to the 15. Outside, past the 30. That's Nigel Turner on the return. And the thing is, though, it is a 2-possession game, but if Prairieville gets another score, gets into the end zone and scores again, it would probably still be a 2-possession game because it would still be a 16-point game perhaps. So you're not really losing that much. It's still early in the third quarter. You're not even halfway through the third quarter. So plenty of time for
I think
East
that's the
Ascension
right
to make
idea
it.
right there. You know,
Yep.
a lot of things that can be said, but the one thing that needs to be said is plenty of time.
Yep. And that's a first down to Chance Jackson. Just wide open, quick pitch and catch.
I'm not real certain about the passing game, but I can just tell you the next couple of weeks, you know, you're going to have to be a little bit sharper if you're East Ascension if you're going to be successful in those 2 games.
You got Santa Maria and Dutchtown still left to play. And a good fake, breaks a tackle, cuts inside, gain of 6, maybe 5. I like the way this quarterback, Chase Kelly, runs football. Excuse me, Skylar Kelly.
He does a good job, and I tell you what, he knows when to turn up. That's 5-yard gain right there.
Thought he got 6, but they spotted at midfield. Daigle in motion. Hand up the middle, first down again. That's Joe Fontenot. And he's had some big plays at running back. They've done a good rotation with the running backs. You've seen Fontenot, you've seen Wallace, you've seen Bartholomew. They've rotated a lot of guys out there, and they've all done good jobs. Calls it to 39. About the halfway point of the third quarter. Still a 9-point lead for the Canes. Man in motion. And it's a quarterback keeper. Cuts up and thought about doing the pitch at the last minute, but holds on to it, gets popped.
Well, he saw what I know I saw. You're running out of room right here.
Yeah.
Sure would like to pitch, and maybe so, but I think he by far made the right decision.
I agree. We're now inside of the halfway point of the third quarter. 2nd and 3. And this ball control offense, that's what you need to do. Shorten this game. You got the lead. Handoff, tackled from behind by Miles. Still dives ahead for a yard. That's Bartholomew. And you're talking about Miles there. He was right there disrupting the play.
Good job by Miles getting through that gap and getting into the backfield.
3rd and 2. And they do a little sneak from face. First down. Face was that man in motion. The tight end, I guess you call it like the sniffer back right there, just lined up behind the center and got the snap, right?
Yep.
Face has been a difference maker here today. He might be having his best game. Caught a touchdown. He's made some big plays. 1st and 10 from the 27.5-yard line. And the clock runs. Pass caught. Jackson stays in bounds. This is what you start to look at. Go ahead.
Just read those corners right there, backing off. You slot the strong safety doesn't get in the flat right there to cover that hitch route. And nice read by the quarterback.
Gain of 5. That's Donjel Smith on the tackle. Clock running. 4.5 minutes. Tick tock. Handoff. And another first down. And that is number 16 on the carry, Ivan Sanders, senior running back. I think that's his first carry of the game. Prairieville they're coming with their version of ball control right here. And this has become a ground game with both teams.
You taking all of that time clock for the play.
Yep. It's a 2-possession game. Fake. Quarterback in trouble. Now rolls out. Now he's got room. Wisely steps out after a 5-yard gain. He does a good job making the good choices, it seems like.
Well, you know, everybody, he loses everybody with the fake. He just doesn't take off running to the outside. There's a fake in there, and you get people leaning, and he takes off, and there you go. You got to pick up a 5 on that particular play.
Now, with that run out of bounds, clock stops. 3:36. Got 15.5 minutes left in this game. Roll out. He's going to throw it. It's caught. Out of bounds to Face. And it's not enough for a first down. It's 3 yards shy. They're just taking those little 5-yard passes right there.
And sometimes they break a tackle. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the quarterback keeps it. You know, the one thing they are getting is they get plus yardage out of most every offensive snap.
3rd down and 3. I think that's Fontenot in the backfield again. Quarterback keeper cuts in. It's 4th down. He did not get there. 4th and 2. Now you can kick a field goal here and make it 24-12, 2-possession game, or you could try to get in another series of downs right here, try to make it 28-12. It looks like they're going to go for the 3. And this would mean that 2 touchdowns would have to be the difference if they make this field goal. A touchdown and a field goal would not win it for EA if they make this. 24 yards up. Good. It's 24-12. 2:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's break. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
And it's 2:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Prairieville 24, East Ascension 12. So far this quarter, Coach, East Ascension's been outscored 10-6.
Well, the Spartans are fixing to get the ball right here. They bobble that around.
And they do a good job of surviving that as they get it to the 30-yard line.
You know, this kind of, you know, my days, I kind of look at, it's not necessarily the seniors. Who's the leaders of my groups, whether it be offense or defense? But if you can stop them in three downs, and they have to punt to you, that's got to be a plus for you, okay?
Yeah.
And if you could score to start that deal, and you kick off, and then they got to kick out of their end zone, or they got to kick from the 5 or the 10, you know, that gives you a better situation. So
that's McCarty, not much. And on that kick return, Coach, that was Jaden Urson. And he had a kick return for a touchdown last week. He caught a long pass for a touchdown. He has been completely silent today. And that when I talk about no big plays, he's the big play guy, and he hadn't got his hands on the ball much. And that's been a big difference here tonight. Manuel is still in at quarterback. 2nd down, and it's going to be 3rd down after a short gain. So this is a big play.
3-man front.
And they did a good job. Now it's 3rd and long. It's 28-7 over at Walker. Santamar with that lead. 8:20 left to go in the 3rd. Clock running, 1:08. 2-possession game. East Ascension needs 2 touchdowns to take the lead.
Empty backfield.
Manuel, deep pass, and it is incomplete. Great coverage as they were trying to get it to Gotro. And on the coverage is number 27, Zade Richmond.
Boy, that was an excellent job on the coverage.
And East Ascension has to punt. And this is a big moment here in this ball game, because Prairieville, if they can successfully field this punt, they will have a 2-possession lead in the ball, as the 3rd quarter will probably run out in a couple of plays. And this is just a completely surprising result. Not that you would expect Prairieville to be competitive with East Ascension, but to have a 2-possession lead, that's a bit of a surprise. And I think even the biggest Prairieville boosters would say this is like the most unlikely outcome that they would have expected here at the end of the third quarter. Daigle, man in motion. Kelly rolls out. Pass, caught. Oh, he had it in his hands. And that was Paul who caught the touchdown earlier. He had a first down.
I would say that's the only flaw that I see in Prairieville tonight is not a few, but it seemed like a number of drop passes.
Yeah.
Nice flood route right there, or maybe a smash route. And that's the right read, the right throw.
That was a big one because that would have gotten them a first down and the clock would have run and they could have probably run the clock out in the third quarter. Now the clock stops at 36 seconds. Keeper. Good run. Skylar Kelly gets 7. And I'm guessing this might be the last play, although we got players injured on both sides. I think we got dueling cramps. And so, as you see the replay right there, good job. Good tackle right there by number 30, Javion Johnson. And so while we tend to this situation, let's keep it here and we can talk about the power rankings. And so when you look at the power rankings on the board, of course, these are subject to change because some games were played. Well, actually, let's look right here. This is the power rankings. Correct. That is right. Washita, Terrebonne, Zachary, East Ascension at 4. And they need to win to keep that power ranking high. But then you look at it, you got a couple of other teams, and you got Denham Springs at 7, and they won. And then Parkway at 8, 9, Neville, and 10 Northwood.
And that's the overall teams in the non-select division.
Yeah. And then you
top
look at
28 make it to the playoffs.
And this is where you look at the teams in the district, and East Ascension's at 4, like we said. Denham is at 7, so they feel comfortably in the playoffs, at least at this point in the season. Dutchtown's 13, they're comfortable. Santa Maud, they look like they're going to win tonight. They're in good shape. Look at Prairieville at 27. If they win this tonight and they beat number 4, they're going to shoot way up the power rankings. And you got Live Oak and Walker that really probably are going to struggle to make the playoffs. But if Prairieville wins tonight, you can start thinking about the possibility of making the postseason. And nobody would have expected that in the second year. Most people, when you talk to Prairieville, you're like, third or fourth year, we're going to be really good. If they win tonight, and then they beat Live Oak next week for homecoming, as what might be expected.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
now this game is not over.
You got 4 games left after this game, and then, like you just said, this game is not over.
Not by a mile. And they're not going to run a play. They don't need to. And so we're going to take a break with the end of the third quarter, and Prairieville extended their lead in the third quarter, outscoring EA 10-6. The score is 24-12. Prairieville. We'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
And we're back, and as we start the fourth quarter, why don't we take a look at Coach Swack's favorite stat of the night, and that is the middle school scoreboard.
Middle schools well into the season have 3 games. You have Galvez beating Santa Maud 30-0. Dutchtown doing the same thing with Prairieville, 28-0. It was both of those schools going to different high schools. Now it's changed right there.
And that after this play, you can talk about the other games. And it's a first down. Prairieville is going to keep the ball. And you got those other middle school scores that you can talk about as well. Look, there they are right there.
All right. Then Lake having a nice year, 26-20 over Bluff. Gonzales, very good, undefeated, 32-6. And, of course, Central had a bye.
And so another big week for middle school football. 1st and 10. Fake. Trouble. Gets away. Will he stay in bounds? He does. And he's got a first down. Skylar Kelly, tick-tock.
I tell you what, this kid is elusive. You know, kind of reminds me a little bit of the guy Dutchtown had last week.
Yep. He's had a nice running game here today. Some of his passes have been off, but he's got a touchdown throw to face. Had that one bad interception.
It's like you almost need somebody spying on him, especially on his keepers and the outside options.
And a big hole and close to a first down, but not enough. Ivan Sanders on senior night gets 9. And Prairieville just keeps on coming. You know, historically, when they do this, you expect at some point for them to become the pumpkin again, but they're still going. 2nd and 1, 10-19 left to go. New back, Wallace, first down, red zone. They're just overpowering them right now.
Doing a good job of it, too.
A touchdown here would make it a 3-score game with under 10 minutes left to go. That's going to be hard if that happens. EA must make a stop. They've already had 2 red zone stops tonight. They need a 3rd.
Well, they need basically a turnover. You know, stops are one thing, but turnovers.
Kelly outside. He's got room. He's going to score. It is a 3-score game.
What a play. What a play.
30-12. Skylar Kelly does it again. Look at this replay, Coach.
Does a great job right there.
Maybe Prairieville doesn't become the pumpkin tonight. Usner. Good. It's 31-12, 19-point lead. We'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
31-12. Prairieville leading East Ascension. It's a 3-score game. Look at this. They get in the red zone, and on the first play in the red zone, cuts outside. And look at Paul with that block. Receivers are making good blocks right there. I know you love that.
Yes, indeed.
And just like that, it might become a 2-score game. Not quite. Merriweather trying to get EA back to life. They only got 9.5 minutes left, Coach. And I know a lot of people watching this game, both here in the stadium and at home, are like, when is EA going to just turn on the switch? Well, maybe that kick return helped ignite it.
Well, they minus their starting quarterback. That's the start. That's not going to happen tonight.
Yep. And now they're to their
Somebody's got to
string.
make some plays for them.
Quarterback's manual now. You had LaBeouf starting. He's been replaced by Manuel in the second half. He's led them to a scoring drive. Rolls out. Pass. Good throw and catch. That's number 13 with the catch. Alston.
Good job. Did he get out of bounds?
Yep. There's a flag on the play, but I think they're just waving it off. It must have been against Prairieville, or they picked up the flag. 9:23. You see the timeout situation. 3-3. So even though it's a 3-score game, it's still doable. Okay, so it must have been a personal foul because it looks like they're assessing extra yardage. So now all of a sudden, EA's inside the 15.
Well, Coach Brock Mathern says we need to get in this end zone and get going here, guys.
Oh. Whistle. And Prairieville's going to call a timeout. They want, and like this is a big situation, Coach. You don't want to make a mistake right here and give them an easy touchdown. And so East Ascension, they're behind right now, and they're trying to make the playoffs for the first time in a while. But through the last 5 seasons, they've missed in the last 2 seasons. I don't think they're going to miss this season. They're 4 in the power rankings right now. And so regardless of what happens here tonight, win or lose, they're still a solid playoff team, it looks like.
Solid, but you never know. You know, if your quarterback's down, that changes the team's perspective. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, we're seeing some pretty good things here by Manuel.
Yeah, they definitely need their quarterback back.
And I think that's Mathern out there at wide receiver on the left. And you could probably run a hitch right there. They're not going to cover this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Martinez. I saw Alabama do that with a big offensive lineman. Threw a pass to him, and he just bumbled down to the 1-yard line. And they're going to Martinez, and he holds on. Yes, he does, and it's a touchdown for the Spartans. Now, did you have him running the slant right there, Coach?
I had him running the hitch, and put a slant, a hitch. But the one thing about the hitch, there was nobody to cover it. I mean, the corner was way off. And you're going to catch the ball, and then you can go do your thing, like run over somebody, okay?
Yep. Now they're going for 2. And rolls out, throws. And it's caught by Meriwether for the 2-point conversion. So that makes it 31-20. And you see the replay, and we'll look at the replay as we go to break.
Bootleg action.
Actually, it wasn't caught by Meriwether. It was caught by Urson.
Well, nice little
Yeah.
Back of the end zone. Somebody's got to chase you all the way across the field.
Let's just keep it here because it's 31-20, and with the 2-point conversion, that was important because now if you can get another 2-point conversion and a field goal, that's your 2-score combination. So they're going to, next time they score, they're going to go for 2 again if that happens. And so this game is still in reach.
Well, would you try something a little bit slick right here?
It's kind of early for that, but you never know. You don't know where they're going to go, left or right. Or center. And there it is, and it's recovered by Prairieville. That one was an easy one for the receiver. Number 28, Jamin Thibodeau. So looked like they were going to go with one right down the middle, but then they tried to do a little trickeration, and they had the one guy left on the wing.
There's a lot of things you could do right there. Just the motion in itself or the movement got you scratching your head. But, you know, the guy on the outside there had the big hop, and he caught it. Nice play on their part.
So Prairieville's got the ball on EA side of the field, up 2 scores. Your primary motivation here, if you're Schmidt, I'm assuming would be score. Your secondary motivation, clock. Keeper, and he's just running with authority right now. He can field an upset.
Yep. Watch a little fake and go.
He's going to be dead tired after this game because he's going on adrenaline right now because he's had a lot of those carries. 6-yard gain. Skylar Kelly has to have over 100 yards rushing. If not, he's very close. So he's probably over 800 on the year. 2nd and 4, 8.5 minutes. .28 on the clock. They don't have to run it for another half a minute almost. Prairieville 31, East Ascension 20. And the fake and the pass, first down. Good fake right there. Caught by number 14, Hudson Detman. They've been running that little pass all night, and they faked it.
Yeah, they have a little success. Throwing a little swing route. Then you got one of the other receivers running a little short curl, hitch, or whatever you want to call it. And their quarterback does an outstanding job. Just like reading any other play, able to throw it right in there for a nice catch.
1st and 10. And that's a jet sweep by Chance Jackson, and he's going to get 9.
Yeah, a lot of times they call that a power play because the quarterback's reading that. If the end goes outside, as you can see, the quarterback's right there. He could have kept it and gone straight up in the C gap right there and made a heck of a play.
And you know what's going on here? Clock is running. 7:12 left to go. Low snap, he gets it. Trouble. He turns the corner. He turns trouble into nearly a touchdown. 1st and goal on a 1.
Nice play. Boy, makes that turn right there.
Missed tackle. And good job by the receiver not to block from behind. He nearly did it.
Very, very good job by the receiver. Getting in the way, but that's all you needed to do.
Tick-tock. But it might be about to be another 3-possession game. And 12 on the clock, the play clock. Kelly from the shotgun. Oh, play clock ran out. Ooh. Or did they call timeout? Nope, they did not call timeout. That's unforgivable right there, I would think, Coach.
You know, between the quarterback, maybe not even a receiver, but a quarterback and one of the coaches, offensive coaches, timeout needed to be called right there.
Yeah.
This 5 yards or 6 yards of territory is vital in this game.
Let's see if Prairieville can still convert. It's a lot harder now. 1st and goal from the 6. And there's a run inside. They get the 5 back. So it's like a no gain. That was Sanders.
I can remember Sanders during our Galvez days.
Look good right there, Coach. He's going to come out. Fontenot is in at running back. 5.5 minutes. So Fontenot with Kelly. Touchdown. I could have scored right there. Joe Fontenot with the touchdown.
Let's see what we have here. It's almost like you're running an outside dive all the way. Yes, indeed.
And it's a 3-possession game again, even without the extra point. And it is good. It's 38-20 with 5:15 left to go. We're going to take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
It's 38-20 with 5:15 left to go. Coach, you can't give up a big kick return right here. That's when they've gotten their points.
Well, you can never give up a big kick return, but, you know, this is emphasizing it to the nth degree. Kicked it right over there.
The pooch, and they're going to get the ball. There's a flag. Is there a helmet-to-helmet hit over there? I don't know who's got the ball.
Well, I thought the first guy for Prairieville, I don't think he recovered it. I think it was the second guy that did. It bounces straight up in the air. That guy didn't get it, but that guy does get it. There's two of them right there on the ball.
What are they going to call? Whose possession is it? Hasn't been determined yet?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if fair catch was being called. Yes, it was, but didn't catch it. He did not catch it. You could call fair catch, but you know if you let it go in a punt, that's one thing. But if you let it go in a kickoff,
they may be telling him they're going to kick it again. Mike Schmidt's furious if he doesn't get this ball, because that could end it right there.
I would say that Prairieville's supposed to have this ball unless there's something that, because I'm going to tell you what, I don't even know in my 40-plus years I've ever seen a fair catch called and then you don't make an effort to catch it. You know, if you would have stepped up just a few points and somebody runs over you trying to catch it, then you're going to get a 15-yard penalty right there.
I understand your point, and you make a lot of sense right there, Coach, because nobody was near that. But you gotta take the call.
Yeah. And most of the time, you don't have to worry about the deep guys calling fair catches unless you get to the college level or something. Here, you know, it needs to be one of these wing guys that I think that's something that happens once in a lifetime.
And so now they're just going to go with a squib kick and might be doing it again. Were they ready for that? I don't see a flag on the field.
Offsides.
Offsides. Well, they don't need to give up a big return here because at this point, they're probably going to get the ball around midfield.
Well, you know, a lot of times when you get in this situation, though, Jeff, it's the old famous squib kick.
Yep.
And a lot of times that can take crazy bounces. A lot of times it can ricochet off a lineman on that first group. But I would doubt, I may be wrong, but I would doubt if they're going to kick the ball off right here. I think they're going to squib it down there.
They do. It goes to one of the deep backs. They're going to get past midfield. They're going to get inside the 30 to the 20, so red zone possession.
That whole thing was, and you can see East Ascension right there. They see they have life.
Yep.
They see they have some life. Well, they were sprinting to get in that huddle and seeing what our next play is going to be.
They need 3 scores in 5 minutes. I've seen it happen. Can Prairieville hold on and get a record-breaking 2-game winning streak? That's what's on the line here.
Could happen.
Now, what could happen over in Walker is it looks like Santa Ma's going to get a win. They're up 35-14 with about 2.5 minutes left in that game.
Are you not trying to get out of school on Monday on this, are you? Or
I'm not.
like that?
I'm out of school on Monday. Ball break.
Oh, really?
Manuel is in a quarterback. Looks left. Little inside pass and it's dropped. Just can't get that ball to Urson in the air.
I mean, there it is right there. It's got some blocking. You could see if he cut up on the right side.
So it's going to be second down. And the more plays that you force East Ascension to make before they get in the end zone, the better. And for EA, it's almost touchdown or bust here. They could still get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Empty
Just
back.
No matter how fast it happens. Well, I mean, you know, you could almost run the ball right here.
Yep.
With that 3-3 look.
Looking left all the way, throws to the end zone, and it's nearly intercepted. DB got his hands on it. I think that was Cade Abear. Third down. EA must get points. If not, it might be it.
Well, they have to have a few things go right for them.
Third down. This is definitely 2-down territory. Meriwether won't get there. It's 4th down. But he gets out of bounds. And so 4th and 2.
Let's see what Prairieville does defensively right here. Because they've been protected against the pass. Here it's 4th and 1.
If Prairieville makes a stop, EA is going to have to use their timeouts. Handoff, first down, and a touchdown. And the blocking ahead got McCarty into the end zone. And EA has life. 38-26 with 4:45 left to go.
Well, you have no earthly idea how this game is going to end.
Nope.
But I'm going to tell you, for both of these teams, it could be handled in 2 different ways, it seems like to me. You know, Prairieville might say, our season's over with, man. We won a couple of games, no big deal, you know. And they got a really big shot at winning towards the end St. Thomas Aquinas. But they also might say, we're not too bad.
Nope. No, if they win here, they're definitely flirting with a playoff berth. It's 38-27. Let's keep it here, and let's look at what's going on next week, because you think this game's fun. We got 2 bigger games next week that we're going to cover for our EA Spartans and the Santa Ma Gators for sure. Look at that. EA at Sanamaw. You'll be there. I'm going to be here for homecoming night. So Prairieville and EA both have even bigger games next week.
Yeah, and Prairieville, their situation, not Prairieville, East Ascension is what is going to happen if our quarterback is going to be out.
Yeah. Because they looked outstanding last week. They looked mortal this week.
We're going to have an onside kick?
Perhaps. It's not urgent at this point. It's still a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie it. And there's a whistle. And Prairieville has possession for now.
Yeah. Well, those onside kicks, I'm not for certain.
You can decline that. Yes, that's what I thought.
But I just don't know how consistent they are off the turf or not. I would feel like they would be. But it just seems like Prairieville has gotten big hops, and they have caught them.
Yep.
And they've made the play.
4:44. You're not in a position, well, they're going to have to kick again. So I thought that they could just assess the penalty after the play was over. Apparently they cannot. So,
well, you know, the line judge right there tells Prairieville, you got to move up 5 yards.
So another chance. 4:44. And they're going to go left. High bounce, and EA's going to get that. Unbelievable. And now this game is about to get maybe closer.
This is what I'm talking about by the hop. Right there, the big hop. Prairieville, I mean, you know, when you have the big hop, you see what East Ascension was able to do with those group of guys? They were able to catch up to the ball. When the ball's dribbling along like little basketball dribbles, you know, basically they don't have a chance there.
Yep.
And they were to the line just as soon as that ball got to the line.
So EA can cut this to a one-possession game if they can score. Still a lot of time. And we got a whistle and a timeout is going to be called by East Ascension. They had too many people on the field. Somebody was trying to get off. So East Ascension, let's look at their schedule because they are on a 4-game winning streak. And, of course, this game is radically different because of their quarterback being out. They won that big game last week against Live Oak, and they looked incredible. Really well coached, really good job. Next week you got the Sanamaw game. Then you got Turlings. That's a hard one. Then you got Dutchtown. Now you close out with Walker, and that seems like, based on what we've seen, a pretty good chance of a win right there.
I know they've already had the Turlings game before, but that was without all the coaches. You have to understand, since then, you know, you've had Dane Chapontier. He comes over, I think, with 1 or 2 other coaches, along with his dad, to be on the East Ascension staff. And then you have the head coach from Cecilia, and that is Dennis Skane. He comes and he joins in. I think there's one other coach from Cecilia also joined the staff. So they are very well schooled on just exactly.
Nobody home there.
You know, they're very, very well schooled on East Ascension. They're very well schooled on Turlings. I mean, when Turlings and Cecilia, they played. So So which side's going to be the ones that says, man, we got to win this for our coach or whatever?
Now, final score, Santa Maria beat Walker 42-14. So the EA Santa Maria game, Santa Maria's going to be coming in off of a win. Go EA. Sack. Number 27.
I think that was fixing to be a draw.
Could have been.
A quarterback draw.
Might have been.
I mean, you know, you could have easily thrown slant right there, but he took off running, boom, straight up.
Yeah, I don't think he had anywhere to go. Gave forward and plugged the hole up the middle. 3rd and 15. Pressure, screen, caught for a loss.
Good job right there, Prairieville.
Delapass makes the tackle. You got to go for it right here. 4th
I mean, watch
and
that
17.
tackle. He just doesn't get out there. Doesn't get out there flat enough to make that block.
3:45 left to go. This is a must at this point. Absolute must.
Well, you know, you can back off a little bit, let them catch it, then tackle them before they get first down yardage.
Too deep. Man in motion. Manuel in trouble, gets away. Deep pass. Up for grabs, 50-50 ball. Incomplete. No flags. Prairieville takes over. That was a big drive for Prairieville.
Good job right there by the quarterback, making sure you're throwing the ball up. Good job here by Prairieville, making sure you're as deep as the deepest man on offense.
Now, they were mad because they didn't get that onside recovery because of the penalty. But after that, East Ascension recovered the onside kick, but it was the best possible outcome because you got a 4 and out and you made them use a timeout. So EA has 2 timeouts left. If they can get a first down here, they might be able to end it. And grab from behind, no flag.
Good
Let
job
go.
by the quarterback right there. Notice,
Did not
doesn't
go out
of bounds.
Yes, right.
Watch this, watch this. Says I'm going out of bounds. Oh no, let me get on down here.
Yep. Good job by Stone not doing the horse collar. 2nd and 10.
And you kind of sit there and tell your buddy a joke or something because you got 20 seconds left. Do your thing.
Prairieville is a first down away, perhaps. Man in motion. Handoff. 3rd down and long. No, gets away. He's going to get a first down. He might get a touchdown. No, he won't. He's going to get inside the 5. Oh, my goodness. He was down, and he didn't quit. Prairieville's feeling it. Wow. And that's your guy, Ivan Sanders, right there. He's got a little Galvez in him, right?
He had 2 brothers that came through. He's got something to live up to.
2 timeouts remaining, and the clock is running.
Little Sanders. Man.
Senior night.
That makes me feel old then.
Well, you're not young.
Yeah.
1st and goal. Felt bad because he just ran out of gas. Now you're going to see a timeout call.
Well, you know, you just never know what's in your mind right there. I know one thing. That end zone did not get any shorter for him.
Nope. And 1 timeout now remaining. Let's look at Prairieville's schedule because now playoffs are still a long way away, but you can maybe think about the possibility if you win this game, Coach. Because next week you can beat Live Oak. St. Thomas Aquinas week 10 is a win. Dedham Springs, Santa Maria, that's going to be harder. But this game was going to be hard.
I think the best way you could do it is take them 1 week at a time.
Yep.
You just never know. I'm sure a lot of people were looking at this year saying, well, we played Prairieville. All right, that's going to be a win. Well, who's after Prairieville?
Mm-hmm.
You know, And your kids might be thinking that. When they go home, their parents are thinking that. Their classmates are thinking that. So it's not the best medicine for your team, I can tell you.
Beautiful moon tonight. Not a full moon, but it feels like one. 2nd and goal. Hand off. Sanders.
Listen, I like that little play. They have that little, not motion, but that little stutter step to get where, instead of making a cut back, that you could run it like it's an I backfield play.
Andre, we got the homecoming thing next week. Do you have the shot of the girls on the court that we can look at real fast? Because we've already seen the court. We saw that at halftime. And we can take a look at them perhaps again, because one of them will be crowned next week. Sydney Knockhan, Victoria White, Darion Brown, Sydney Jock, and Addie Knockhan. As you see the girls right there, but then the other group, Addison Rochester, Talasia Johnson, Addison Arsenault, Camille Douay, and Samira Veal. That's going to be for homecoming next week. I'll be out here. We're going to see one of those girls crowned. I'll get to interview one of those girls. I've only taught one of them, Sydney Jock. She's a great kid. 3rd down and goal. No more timeouts. No turnover, and you're going to snap the ball inside of a minute. Did he score? Did he score? He scored! And it's a 3-possession game with 1:34 left to go.
Well, that's ball game.
Unless something weird happens. That's Ivan. Ivan got the touchdown right there.
Well, good job, Ivan. Good job, that big boy.
Look at that, and the embrace from Coach Schmidt, because you know what? That kid came from Santa Maria, and he gave up on him. He didn't give up, but he left the winning program to come build something at Prairieville. And a lot of people thought that was crazy.
I think he lives right over there in the big subdivision.
Extra point, no good. And it's still a 2-possession game. I mean, a 3-possession game. It is still a 3-possession game. Look at Ivan right there. Happy for him. That's for his mama, huh? Look at that. You know they're happy.
Yes.
And like all those kids that left Santa Maria and left Dutchtown, they left teams that won district championships last year to build something. And they said,
that's a good point.
A lot of them said, it'll be 2 or 3 years. You're not going to graduate before they make the playoffs. Well, I don't know about that. Just had a glimpse of Coach Jonathan Hodo there. He's excited.
Who was that?
Jonathan Hodo. He's one of the coaches. I knew him from teaching back at Dutchtown back in the day. He was one of our students. I never taught him, but I knew of him. Former Dutchtown Griffin. Usner to kick off. 44-27. Can you score 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns and a field goal in 90 seconds with no timeouts? 2 onside kicks.
I'm going to say if you keep saying that, it's going to happen.
It could, but I don't know. And it's taken. I think that's Urson. Oh, boy. The guy is so fast and so athletic. I think that was Urson. Maybe might have been. Go back to the keys to victory, Coach. And we talked about ball control. Did Prairieville do that?
I would say they did an outstanding job of it.
Did they keep Urson and Merriweather from doing things?
Say that again?
Did they keep Urson and Merriweather at wide receiver from doing things?
Definitely. That name was not called much.
And does this team believe in itself?
Well, we'll find out maybe in that locker room and on this field next week.
Yep. They might be about to go 3-3. You know, every time Prairieville wins a game, everybody says that's the biggest win in Prairieville history. When they beat Parkview Baptist, oh, that was the biggest win in Prairieville history. Then they beat Walker, oh, that's the biggest win in Prairieville history. This is going to be bigger than all those combined if they can do it. And Richmond makes the tackle. And the clock runs. And when you got a sophomore quarterback, you're going to go a little bit slower, right?
Well, let's just see.
Quarterback rolls out, hit, release, incomplete. Boy, that was a powerful hit. I believe that was Williams. 48 seconds left. Prairieville so close. East Ascension still got a lot to play for, even if they don't win here tonight. Big game next week. Manuel, screen, read by Williams, Eric Williams. Clock continues to run. They're going to do it. Prairieville's going to do this, Coach.
That clock can't run fast enough for one team or slow enough for the other team.
Manuel from the shotgun. Deep pass, and it's incomplete. And victory formation is coming. Prairieville is going to win this game.
Coach is fixing to run that favorite play. That victory formation.
Prairieville is about to go to 3-3 and 2-1 in district.
Well, I think that to me it's exciting for Prairieville. Maybe it's an eye-opener for East Ascension. Should be. And the big thing that comes out of this is what happens next week off of this game here.
And you got two big games for both of these teams. It's homecoming next week. If you can win a third game in district, you could be staring the playoffs right in the eyes.
No doubt.
And you got the big game against Santa Maria next week. You got to recover, and you got to get that quarterback back. You couldn't say it enough, Coach. And
well,
so the hands will be shook, and we'll keep it here for a minute to see a little bit of the celebration from the Prairieville side. East Ascension, you know, with the quarterback loss that they had, that was just too much to overcome because you couldn't get the ball to the receivers. Our final score, Prairieville 44, East Ascension 27. Maybe the most shocking final score that I've seen in my years of covering sports for ETEL and REV.
It's amazing what happens, Coach. It's amazing what happens.
And so we're going to wait a moment. You can see on the left side over on the Prairieville side of the field toward the field house side, the Storm Steppers, the cheerleaders, everybody's gathering. I guess we'll do the alma mater. So we're going to stay for that before we wrap things up. I want to thank everybody who helped make this broadcast possible tonight. Lyle back at home, Andre directing, Nolan on cameras, Jake back there as well, and Zaid. And want to thank Maggie Davis again for her halftime show and her help out there. Did a great job. And so you see right there, Prairieville getting ready for the alma mater. Probably the happiest alma mater in Prairieville High School history.
You got everybody involved. That's great.
So now the end of this broadcast as we see both teams with their alma maters, and so we'll wrap everything up. Our final score again, Prairieville 44, EA 27. For everybody, I'm Jeff Porsche as we look next week. EA at Santa Barbara, Live Oak at Prairieville for homecoming, and then in 2 weeks, Walker at Dutchtown. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. You've been watching the REV Game of the Week.